This adorable little thing is my new favorite camera, and it's the perfect gift for the photographer on your holiday list. It's the Fujifilm Instax Mini EVO instant camera, and it's the most fun camera I've used in years. It's so cute. I just want to squish it and put it in my pocket, which I can do because my jeans stretch. The camera is a combination of an instant film camera, an instant film printer, and a digital camera. It combines the best features of instant film and digital into this cute little body that's packed full of effects and features. Why do I think you should buy this for the photographer in your life? And if you're a photographer, why do I think you'll love this camera yourself? Let's give it a try. You can think of the Mini EVO as a digital camera that happens to have the ability to create instant prints from it, but you can also, with a little bit of workaround, print any photos that you take on any camera with the EVO. The images are not high resolution, the autofocus runs from mediocre to very good, and the results are unpredictable, and that's what makes this a perfect creative camera. I grew up in the heyday of Polaroids. My dad was a commercial shooter, and he used to use Polaroids for test lighting setups, but he also would give me a Polaroid camera and let me shoot with it. I created a lot of photos of people's knees and their legs until I got tall enough to be able to see their faces, but it really gave me a way to figure out how photography worked without waiting a couple of days for film to come back from a lab. Today's video is brought to you by you pressing the like and subscribe button below. Like and subscribe is what keeps the channel in business. Press some buttons today. There's still something magical about film as well. For a few years, I owned a coffee shop, and we took Instax pictures of customers and we hung them on the walls, and people loved it. They loved watching the prints develop. They loved having a physical presence in our ever-changing art display. But I hated the fact that I couldn't put the photo on the wall and also let them take it home with them, and it always bothered me that I couldn't share the photos online without taking a photo of the photo on my phone. The Instax Mini EVO solves these issues as it's a full-blown digital camera as well. It saves photos to internal storage or to a mini SD card, and then you can transfer photos to your phone over Bluetooth. There is an intentional crippling that Fujifilm baked into image transferring, designed just to make you buy more film, but I'll tell you how to work around that in a moment. The Fujifilm Instax Mini EVO looks to me as if an X100 and a Fisher-Price camera had a baby. It's about the same size as a McDonald's quarter-pounder box, although it's much better for your health than that. Images are printed out on the credit card size Instax Mini film, which is about 2 by 3 inches. It has a tiny 1/5 inch CMOS sensor inside that's only 5 megapixel, so the images aren't the best, which is really kind of the charm about it. I purposely didn't read the instruction manual before using the camera because I wanted to be surprised by its functions. Almost none of the dials or switches are labeled, so spinning things to see what would happen was particularly enjoyable. There are 10 lenses, which are really software effects, and they're controlled by rotating this fake aperture ring on the front. There's also 10 looks on the camera, ranging from normal to vivid to sepia, and those are controlled by turning the top left dial. Sometimes I would bump into one of the dials by accident and it would switch a setting, and then I would get something I didn't expect, but it does come out pretty nice. One time I set it to the mirror mode accidentally, and I got a kind of cute picture out of it. The film advance lever triggers printing, and the camera LCD does this cute animation sliding over the displayed image as the camera starts printing, making it look like the picture is just sliding out of the back of the camera. Other than the low resolution sensor, the camera has surprisingly good specs for something in this low price class. The lens is a fixed 35mm with an f2.0 aperture. The background blur on the Mini is actually kind of great. It can shoot from about 10 centimeters to infinity, and there's a setting to put the camera in macro mode, but I don't actually think it does anything in terms of focusing. The shutter speed is automatic. It goes from 1/4 of a second to 1/800th of a second, and it has an auto-adjusting ISO between 100 and 1600, and there's 8 white balance settings. There's an exposure compensation setting as well, which is handy because the metering is not the best, especially in bright backlit situations. There's a built-in strobe in the camera, which is harsh but powerful. There's a self-timer, and there's a small mirror on the front of it so that you can frame your selfies. With the built-in Bluetooth, you can send your images from your phone to the camera, and then you can print them out using Fujifilm's app. Printed resolution is 1600 by 600 dots, but only 800 by 600 when things are printed from your smartphone app. But the smartphone photos look better in the first place since they start off at a higher resolution. You can also print out any photo you copy to an SD card as long as it's not a raw file. There's one thing that Fujifilm did with this camera, which is a limitation that exists only to force you to buy more film. If you want to transfer any image to your mobile device, you can only transfer images that you have already printed. There is no technical reason for this. This is an intentional crippling designed to sell more film. Instead, spend a few dollars and buy yourself a cheap micro SD card. This camera does fine with the cheapest micro SD cards. I bought one on Amazon. I'll link to it on the description below. It was like $9. Put the card into the camera, and the Fujifilm Instax Mini by default saves to the card. Remove the card from the camera, pop the card into your computer, and transfer any image you'd like. At $200, the Instax Mini EVO isn't exactly cheap, but the camera features are good enough to make it a competent, creative device, and the ability to print from your phone makes it all the more useful. Because this looks so much like a camera, which it is, and much less like an Instax camera, people are really surprised when prints come out of the camera, and they're much more surprised when you hand them one. It's also cool that if you hand them a photo, you can still send it to them later over email. You can even give boxes of film as stocking stuffers to the photographers you give this camera to, even if that photographer is you. Links to buy the camera and the film are below, as well as links to my favorite photo and video gear. So that's my review of the Fuji Instax Mini EVO. I think it is a great, fun little camera. It's not too expensive, and it's the perfect holiday gift for somebody. For Dave Tries This, I'm David Schloss. Thanks so much for giving this a try.